This tape is to explain why I think, arguably, the movement that Greta Thunberg has inspired has no hope in following her. I say this cautiously because Greta Thunberg can always change her tune. But she was uploaded simultaneously with the COVID monstrosity. She came with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and she was a replacement for C. Kennedy in the Yours Truly's affections. Now, most people who know this already or made the same observation are quick to say, don't wish harm on Greta Thunberg, and we don't. It's not rational. The ICC is in place, but the fascists scare everybody because they angle out with active shooters and dementia, the way they struck seriously. So, what I want to describe is how Greta Thunberg was uploaded into place by British media espionage. Seriously was removed because NATO is expanding Europe's power and diminishing America's power. And we're in danger of losing the threat of our historic continuity to the nightmare of another gargoyle session before and after Biden. Now, to understand this as a true story, I'm going to tell you some lines of command and control subjection that I've lived through. I came out of the shower in gym class. I was with Mike Ewart, Ewart, East West Art, who used to jog up by East West Circuit, where Martin Andelman and Cyril Wecht and Leslie Katz would cohabitate. Eastwood, Ringwood, by the way, is a little area not only named and the only two people with no script that was sent to me, but it's on the way from London to Wimborne. Of course, the script hides Ringo in Ringwood, but East West Circuit isn't Hollywood, Ringwood, or Eastwood. Neither is you or East West Art. It's like East Ewart. So we know that this was about Eastwood because it was a war game over Midori Goto. And Major League Baseball double crossed the United States because most of the players are the type who lined up with muskets to rob the Indians in the Black Hills and laughed about it with their scalps and their buffalo soldier horses and their bags full of gold. And they play like it's chivalry and they never stop. But I came out of the shower and Fulham, who played for the Steelers, was a gym teacher, black gym teacher. He was an African American Steeler, former Steeler, gym teacher at this high school I attended after we moved to get away from Eastminster, where I was tortured by Ronnie Zazinski and Casper. Ronnie and Casper. Weinerberger. And Fulham said, We're perfectly aware that I could hear him. Hey, Ewart, I see you hanging around with that queer Crary. And he was there with a Schwarzenegger. So that, because you know what happens when you Schwarzenegger is that the African American 7 foot tall comes stormtrooping over your Nam village, you gook. You know, it's all martial society's pig-headedness. So Fulham was soft on Adelman. He'd instruct him to do push-ups, and Adelman was only too happy to comply with 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 extra jazzy performance of push-ups and clapping. Uh, that Barfarama steroid two-face Rolls Royce takeover Wells Fargo carrot tape weasel would provide. And like Fulham, he didn't take the queers like Carreri. He'd go up into Phillips, the Latin teacher, and say, Phillips, if you say neuter one more time, I'm going to punch you. And he'd say it like, neuter. If you say neuter one more time, I'm going to punch you. They didn't take to those queers. But Licky Chops said, a little bit of saddlebag of gold, and the queers will all be eaten out of your hand. Schwarzenegger proved it with Clint Eastwood Studios' Fake on Ronald Reagan, the Houdini for Lennon, and that whole double fantasy trip of Foucault. And they dance with the Skeleton Man and Bowie in Seattle. And they come up out of the waters with their hands groping for your pennies because they want you to show what out of the Magnificent made a Weezo wimpy dude like you to provide entertainment for George Takai GT. So this is what they call performance. And, you know, they poisoned me in the mouth before COVID. Nobody seems to be um, put off by the eviction of our grannies because of global warming going on. Well, global warming has been serious a long time. Who speaks for the earth is whom kept mum for the earth. It's their view. They put out Flame Over Africa when that book, Who Speaks for Earth, came out. First thing I ever saw about the issue on the shelves. And I picked it right up because I could see Pennsylvania didn't give two F's about the trees or the children or anything else. So they put out Flame Over Africa. And now Flame Over the Africa comes to the rescue with Greta Thunberg. They're going Mickey Kwan you to see the folly of your ways. Well, I'll tell you what the folly of my ways were, was wondering what was going on. You know, because they're inundating people with, it's okay, we'll make love. You know, the girls were passing me around. It wasn't me passing the girls around. It's sort of a pride thing among the women to hit on me and then break my heart and toss me. It's a throwaway. And then Arnold comes and says, "Oh, Muhammad Ali says whoosh." It's garbage. What happened is the miseducation programmed our society. The perpetrators made off with all sorts of booty, and they want to keep it going. And they're just putting up a front about climate. And Greta's not going to call them on it because she's got Margaret Atwood going, "Psst, psst. Hey Greta, let's make a joke of Jimmy Creary. He's the star." I'm not the star of anything but Peter Gabriel's monstrosity. It has nothing to do with me. And they want to see, you know, some fantasy surreal nightmare play itself out. Well, they're going to get their wish whether they hurt me anymore or not because Parkinson's pretty bad.